What is a master plan in construction? I am so stoked about this video because I love talking about planning. This video is going to give me an opportunity to talk about strategic planning and tactical production planning and answer some questions that we've been getting, because I love the interaction. Like, people watching the videos and they're like, hey, I got some more questions. So I've got 6 key questions with this that I'm going to tackle right now in answering what is a master plan. Okay, so the first question is, what is a master plan in construction and who creates it? And I have an answer. And there's lots of different ways that this can be done. You know, sometimes owners will have multi-prime contracts where they will literally hire different entities or even each trade partner as a prime contract with each of those trades instead of going through a GC. Sometimes you'll have a construction manager overseeing the general contractor. Sometimes you'll go through the general contractor. Like, there's a lot of different ways to do this, but whoever is running the project and owns the risk, would be my preference, should create the master plan. Now, if you're working with a CM, in accordance with the CM and obviously with the trade partner. So it needs to be done with everybody, but the general contractor, or typically the person who has the risk from a contractual standpoint, should be creating the master plan. And you already know my favorite way of doing this is a macro level TAC plan. I'll give you an example in the description below. Now, here's what this is, and this is why this video is so important. Your macro level TAC plan is your what. This is what we must accomplish. And then your short interval planning is the how. How are we going to accomplish it? That's great. I do want to say that your macro level TAC plan, or your master plan, is literally your slowest reasonable contractual speed plus your risk analysis plus your reference class forecast. That is what your master plan is. So it's the base minimum contractual requirement for speed, for milestones, for how long it takes, and for how well you're able to accomplish it with the risk that you have. Now, a tactical production plan lies within your phases. So your master plan will have, oh, this is so good. Start date, your first phase, then a tie to a different phase, then that phase, then a tie to a different phase, then that phase, then a tie to your end date, and then you have your substantial completion date. So it really goes start milestone, sequence, line of balance, buffer, phase milestone, interdependence tie. Then you'll have sequence, line of balance, buffer, milestone, interdependence tie, and I'm almost done. Sequence, line of balance, buffer, end date. And so what I'm basically communicating is you have phase by phase all locked together as a part of your master plan. When you're doing your tactical production planning, it's phase specific. And I've talked to you many times, and I'll link you to some of those videos below, that about the fact that if you have a milestone in your master plan, you can accelerate our accomplishment of that milestone simply through some key tactics, like zoning it properly with the TAC production system, identifying your trade bottlenecks, your zone bottlenecks, your most limiting factor, and other constraints like precedence constraints. I can talk to you about that in other videos, but just trust me, you can see ways to speed up that phase and gain buffers inside the phase without hurting trade partners, and we'll link you to some of those videos. Your master plan is the what, your tactical plan is the how. Your master plan is how long from the start of a phase to the end and from the start of the project to the end, and your tactical plan is how fast and how through the right size zones can we get through this phase as fast as possible and have some buffers in case things go badly, all without hurting trade partners. And the key to that is the TAC production system. Let me go on to the next question. How does a master plan differ from look-ahead planning? Well, remember, master plan is your slowest speed. Inside the phase is your tactical production plan, which is your fastest reasonable speed, or it's your target speed. And then your look-ahead is simply a 3 to 6 week filter of that every single week, so you can make work ready and find and remove roadblocks. 3, can I follow my master plan and still lose production? Yes. People out there that are doing TAC planning wrong will be doing it in 5-day TAC times, locked between the weekends, at a high level, and they'll try and build from the macro level TAC plan. You cannot do that. Your macro level TAC plan is only your contractual promise and only your base strategy for the project. You must zone into smaller zone sizes and go do a pull plan and actually come up with your target speed in a production plan. That's what you follow. That's what creates your look aheads. That's what is the basis for your weekly work plan. If you try and build off a macro level TAC plan, you will lose production. Your macro level TAC plan is your strategy, and then you narrow it and go faster in your production plan, look aheads, and weekly work plans. The fourth question is, how do I align my master plan with my pull plans and TAC zones? Well, let me just say, start and end of the phase, and then that's the milestone. Those are your parameters. Then you go pull plan the phase. Not only should you pick up time in the pull plan, but because you're actually pull planning with smaller zone sizes, your phase is going to go faster. And so you will have a different sequence, a different zone size, and it will be optimized, and you will have gained buffers. So the point is, you have to finish that phase before the milestone in the master plan, but as long as you do so, you're good to go. So they should vertically align. That's the term that schedulers use to make sure that whatever you're actually doing in the phase aligns with the master plan, and that vertical alignment happens, yes, you guessed it, with milestones. The second question is, what if my master plan doesn't match what's in the field? I'll give you good advice on this. Macro level TAC plans become your CPM schedule if needed, and are the governing document when you govern your production plan, which means your pull plans, your look aheads, weekly work plans, and day plans. If all of those documents are not up to date, get them up to date. And I have experienced that. I've gone to a client once where they're loving the systems and everything, but the field is just a little bit off, and immediately I tell our lean engineers, please go out and do a complete audit, show reality, map out flow, and understand the path to finish. Get those things aligned ASAP. And then the last question, by the way, I can link you to some really cool videos. Just keep exploring on this channel. But the next question is, how do I explain flow-based planning to a PM that only cares about milestones? Here's what you say. You care about the milestones, PM? I love that. I, as the superintendent with the trade partners, are going to implement the TAC production system. We are going to pull plan it. We are going to identify how many zones that pull plan runs through. We are going to gain time. I'm going to grab some buffers or gain some buffers there before your milestone. And I'm going to get with the trades, and we're going to get on a rhythm, and we're going to knock your milestone out of the park. And if the PM's like, no, I use CPM, I want everybody to understand this right now. The start of that phase to the end of that phase there will be a critical path in CPM, and as soon as you hit a delay, you're completely messed over. I don't know if I can say this in YouTube. I'll use the F-O-R-K word. You are forked. Like, you are in trouble. Like, this is no bueno. Like, you are going to be in a crash landing. You are going to be working overtime. You are not going to see your family anymore. That's why with TACT, we zone it properly, which gets it to go faster, gains you those buffers, and when you hit an impact, you're able to absorb it. So say, PM, if you really want to hit these milestones, let me do my thing. We're using the book TAC Planning and TAC Steering and Control to get this done. Here's the bottom line. The master plan is your slowest speed. It's what we have to accomplish. Your production plan tactical target is your fastest reasonable speed, and it's how we go through the project at a pace that doesn't hurt trade partners, but it's going faster because we have the right zone sizes and we're complying with production laws. Keep digging into the videos that I'm going to put in the description below. Keep checking out this YouTube channel. And we have actually, the best way to understand this question is to go check out the playlist on this channel titled TAC Production System for Students. You will love it, and we'll also link that to you in the description below. I hope you've enjoyed this. On we go.